From the Aishin Broadcast Studio, it's the Executive Spotlight.
Welcome to the AutoSuccess Executive Spotlight. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, my guest is Ryan Maher from BizzyCar. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
Thanks
Good
for coming
to be with you.
Yeah. So I love it when I have guests on that are both dealers and vendors because you have such a unique perspective. You've been on both sides of the fence, and you live on both sides of the fence right now.
Yeah.
I want to talk about recalls. Tell me about the current state of recalls in the United States and how that's affecting dealers.
Yeah, so warranty recalls are a massive problem.
Mm-hmm.
Over 70 million of them on the road today, and it's for car dealers like me. It's about $22 billion of warranty work that's available.
Wow.
The problem is dealers don't have an easy means of kind of hooking those customers and getting them back into the dealership. So, kind of like the entrepreneurial spirit of being a car dealer, we were able to come up with a solution in our stores that helped us hook these customers and bring them back. And then who knew, it worked. And we've now really grown the identifying and going after the recall customer on a national scale.
Ryan, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into this industry?
Yeah, so I'm a third generation dealer. I grew up in the space, 12 years old, washing cars, making a little over $3 an hour doing that. My grandfather got his start as almost 50 years ago. And, my brother runs a bunch of our stores today. Short of, being in the Marine Corps for 5 years, I've been doing this my whole adult life. And one of the things that we love to do in our stores is solve hard problems and then, go on to the next problem. And I really think fixed ops is a great spot for me personally. I like working with my hands. I like being in this side of the house. My brother, much more on the variable side. He kind of looks like Mr. Car Dealer. But I love the fixed operations side, and I grew up working on cars, and it was a great passion that I had with my grandfather, and I've been doing this for about 20 years and think the automotive space is one of the best jobs in the world.
Now, when you founded BizzyCar, I love this story. You've shared it with me before, but I'd like to share it with the audience. Tell me
Sure.
tell me how this came to be.
So my brother and I were sitting in our conference room, one of our store conference rooms on a Saturday, as you do in the car business. We just bought the team lunch, and we got one of those emails from our car manufacturer saying, "Hey, you have a recall problem in your PMA, your primary market area, and you got to go fix it." They sent it on a Saturday. They're trying to bury it, right? And my brother and I were like, "Man, this is a really hard problem to solve. What can we do about it?" And we, on a whim, just on a total whim, went to Auto Trader and started looking for used cars in our backyard. And then we started checking the VIN numbers for recalls. It was the craziest idea ever, and it worked. And we started finding dozens of cars that had recalls in our backyard. And we went out there and we made $40,000 our first month just by harvesting vehicles on other dealers' lots. 90 days later, COVID happened. And so everything was shutting down and technicians were getting laid off. And it was, you don't want to lay off technicians. That's the worst thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
And so we said, well, can we replicate this little idea that we had? And we hired a few IT folks, a couple of software engineers, and we were able to really go after more and more cars. And that's really how BizzyCar was born. And 5 years later, we're everywhere. And it's crazy how it kind of just happened.
Ryan, how does BizzyCar streamline the recall process for dealerships?
Yeah, so we really like to do simple and easy technology to make it really work and be an easy adoption inside of the retail environment. So BizzyCar has a 4-step process where we're going out, we're identifying vehicles that have recalls, we're reaching out to those customers, we're scheduling them straight into the DMS, and then we're providing technology to the dealers to help them fix those vehicles. So mobile technician app and stuff like that. By having that 4-step process and by making it really, really easy to use our systems, the take rate from the consumer, those that have the recalls, is through the roof. So in a really kind of dialed down way of doing this. What we're able to do is reach out to the customer with a text message, which is where the consumer wants to be. They want to be on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be talking. They don't want to be, sitting on a service scheduling portal online. They want to be able to respond on their mobile device. And warranty recalls kind of have a unique exemption from mass marketing, which is we're allowed to reach out to any consumer without, having to get that opt-in communication, because safety recalls are a safety issue.
Yeah.
That text message is what's really streamlined this process, and we allow the consumer right then and there to push straight into the DMS.
Oh, wow. So it's really easy and seamless and quick.
We like things to be easy and quick at BizzyCar. There's other elements of scheduling recalls that are sometimes painful. Do I have parts? Is there a remedy available? Are those parts on restriction? We know all of these things because we're directly integrated with the OEMs. Mm-hmm. That's something that's really unique about us. I knew when we were building this product that we were going to have to go out there and integrate with the OEMs, integrate with the DMS, integrate with the service scheduling tools, and then we're leveraging artificial intelligence to communicate with our customers. And that AI is so powerful. It's new, we're working with it, but it's really good. And we're excited to really start developing that a lot more.
Wow. Let's stick with that topic. Can you share a couple of cases with recalls where BizzyCar was really able to make a difference to the customers and to the dealers?
Yeah, so just the first quarter of this year alone, in the United States, we've recalled over 9 million vehicles. That's over 100,000 recalls per day.
Wow.
And so our ability to identify where these customers are has been huge. I'll pick a dealer group down in Florida that we work with, and when we first signed them up, their service director said, I don't have time to be dealing with another vendor right now. And our solution, and I loved talking to the service director, our solution was, we're going to plug into your systems, and then we're going to walk away, and you're not going to hear from us for 2 months. And nobody in your store has to log in. Nobody has to get trained. Nobody has to be taught how it works. It's simple. It's automagical. And the benefit for that dealer, he comes back to us 2 months later and he goes, I couldn't believe that you would do this. And we ended up bringing over 100 recall appointments in that 60-day period. And they were pushed straight into the DMS. And the customers, when they came in, 44% of them ended up spending additional CP work in the service drive because they hadn't been there in years.
Wow.
Simple, easy, automagical. That's how we like to do things.
Wow, that's impressive. So you had over a 60-day period, they had 100 people that they would have never seen came in, and 44% of them bought something else. 44%.
Not only did they buy more, the average CP on that was over $390. So that's huge customer pay work. And the best part, nobody in the store had to deal with it. No service advisor had to talk to the customer. The BDC agent didn't have to be used. We integrate with the parts manager so that we make sure we have the right parts. We've completely streamlined this entire process so that it's truly automated. The service manager, I don't know any service managers that have free time.
No.
They're busy. They're dealing with problems. They're recruiting technicians. They're talking to customers. Being a service manager is a really hard job. It's a tough job. They don't need another vendor coming in and making their life complicated. They need a solution which solves their problems.
Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
You mentioned mobile service a minute ago. I want to go back to that. Let's talk about mobile service. It's something that dealerships are more and more of them are doing it. What do you see working in the mobile service world?
Yeah, so mobile service is kind of a unique animal. My stores, we've been doing mobile for about 4 years. Mm-hmm. And if I'm being candid with you, it was really tough going those first 2 years. You can't make money doing oil changes with mobile repair. It's just not possible. The other thing about mobile that's kind of unique is you're sending a technician out into the field, and they need to have the right tools to be really organized. They have to be efficient because you're combating drive time, right? Yeah. You're staring out the window instead of staring inside of an engine. And that's not billable time. So what we learned on the BizzyCar side was that in order to make mobile repair successful, we had to do two things. One, you had to integrate recalls. So I know going out to the customer exactly what I'm getting paid on that recall inspection, or if I need specific parts that I'm going out there. So I know what that job is going to be. And when you're out there, you can, the customer can get that upsell, right? They can get the oil change, the rotate out in the field. The second thing that we've done at BizzyCar is we've developed a mobile technician app that has made it really easy for that mobile service engineer, mobile service technician, to go out there and perform his or her job. So for example, not only are we giving the dealer appointments, but we're also providing the tools to be successful in completing those repairs. It's a double-edged sword, and we like hitting both sides of it.
Nice. Let's talk about dollars and cents. What is the impact that, I guess we could start with your stores, but also the stores that you serve. Like what's the impact that you're seeing, financially from using a tool like BizzyCar, to help drive in more recalls?
Yeah, so we're hugely impactful because not only, I don't like it when vendors come into my store and they promise me leads or they're going to do such, and it's really tough to manage or see the success.
Yeah.
So what we've done at BizzyCar is we can show you the exact VIN number that we reached out to, and here it is scheduled in the DMS. So our success is not just finding these customers that have recalls and driving them into the store, but we're also able to show that, and we're able to show it in a very simple way. So how do we, from a dollars and cents, how do we go out there and measure this? Well, our product for most stores is going to bring in a 7 or an 8 to 1 ROI. So for every dollar that the store pays us, we're going to bring them $6 or $7 back. And we feel very, very good about that because there's 70 million recalls out there. I mean, that's almost 1 out of 4 cars on the road today. So we have some dealers that are very successful, and dealers that are in smaller markets or dealers that are in huge markets. We're able to accommodate both of those needs because we have different ways in which we can, we kind of price and we work this thing out. But at the end of the day, the proof's in the pudding. And if we're bringing in those customers on a monthly basis, dealers are thrilled, and they'll, hopefully stick with us for a very long time.
Interesting. Now, you had mentioned how at first you were looking at other dealers' lots through AutoTrader, and then we've been talking about looking at customers that are driving the cars. Are you still touching both of those audiences?
We do, and we've built thousands of partnerships over the last 5 years. So BizzyCar is a newer technology company. We started first with going after vehicles on other dealers' lots, but where we've seen our greatest success and where our dealer customers are the most happy with us is with our consumer-facing product. So that's actually going after Brian's vehicle in his driveway at his home. And there's nothing better. I mean, imagine this. I send a text message to you informing you that you have a warranty recall on your vehicle. I can offer pickup and drop off. I can offer mobile service, or we can offer to bring that vehicle, bring that vehicle into the dealership. I mean, we've solved the problem for you. The traditional process for getting a recall announcement is I send you a piece of direct mail.
Yeah, it's a card, right?
Oh, it's terrible, right? It's a terrible experience. And not only is it bad for the consumer, but it's tough for the dealer because a lot of times customers will just show up in our stores. We don't have the parts available. We don't have the bay available. The technician wasn't prepared. Now the customer's disappointed. So I'm getting hit on my survey. I'm getting hit. The customer loyalty goes down. And that's not where we want to be. Where BizzyCar wants to be is we want to improve your service retention. We want to improve your loyalty. We go back to our dealer in Florida for a second. The average age of the customer or days since last visit, over 600 days.
Oh, so they forgot about you.
The customer was a defector.
Yeah.
They'd gone to an independent or a third party, and for a franchise dealer, that's a death sentence. We don't want that. We want to sell them cars.
Yeah.
So we sell our customers more cars by having solid loyalty and retention, and you can build that through the BizzyCar platform.
Yeah. Well, and I guess going after the customers too, you're a lot more likely to sell some customer pay to Brian than you are to Babcock's Ford, right?
100%, and that was kind of the major unlock about 2 years ago. Is we have great partnerships with our third party partners, independent repair facilities, independent used car lots, fleets, auctions. We have that, but consumers are the vast majority of car owners. And again, it's our ability to go out there and send them that text, send them that email. We do make some phone calls. You know, there's a certain generation of folks that don't like to text. We will speak to them on the phone. That's fine. We don't mind doing that. And we just want to get those appointments scheduled on behalf of the dealer.
Yeah. Well, you know, I hadn't even thought about how much servicing those recalls could affect the sales at the dealership. I mean, because if I haven't been to your dealership in 600 days, you're no more likely to sell me my next car than any other dealer in town. I mean, I forgot about you.
100%. And
if you're bringing them back.
You nailed it. And we have some huge brands that work with us. You know, the Asburys of the world, the Lithias of the world, the AutoNations of the world, and then some really small, you know, one-off franchise dealers as well. But, you know, we're signing up over 80 dealers a month at this point. So we're really excited about the pace of our growth. And people come to us because, yeah, they want to generate profit in the service drive, but what's really valuable is increasing that loyalty and retention. A retained customer will buy more cars from you than a non-retained customer.
Wow. You know, I had never thought about that before.
Huge opportunity.
Interesting. Boy, you know, it's a good thing that you have that automatic install process, because if you're putting on 80 dealers a month and you had to train their people, you couldn't do it. I mean, you'd need a massive staff. I mean, it would be a heck of an undertaking. But if you just plug and play, you could do 800 dealers in a month if you needed to.
We'd like that. We'll put that on the plan. Our process is super simple. From getting the dealer from that first demo to actually being fully live on the platform can be less than 2 weeks. And I say this to our customers all the time. We come in, we hook into your DMS. We have to know your service scheduling availability, your parts availability, all of that. We hook into that DMS. We hook into that service scheduling tool. Flip a switch. That's it. It's 30 minutes of onboarding with the service manager. And it's kind of actually crazy to them. It's like, nope, we're not going to train you. We're not going to teach you how the platform works. Over 97% of our customers never log into the tool. They get a monthly report, they review it. Yep, we're making a lot of money. This is great. And that's it. We like to keep things really simple.
Wow. Well, what's next? I mean, you've done a lot in a short amount of time. What's next for you? What's next for BizzyCar?
Yeah, so we're really excited with where we are on BizzyCar. We have a major announcement that'll come later this year on kind of the next evolution of our product. How are we getting those consumers? How are we driving that traffic? So that'll be really exciting. Hopefully, maybe we can come back in the fall and talk about that. But that's going to be big. We are excited about that. I'm a parent of two young girls. So I'm hoping. I love traveling. I love getting out and seeing our customers. But I think later this summer we're looking for maybe a little family time, which would be great, and then get back and see our customers later this summer or the fall.
Cool. Well, is there anything more you'd like to share with our audience today, Ryan?
We're really excited about the warranty recall space. We think this has been an untapped area of automotive for a very long time. And we just want to bring simple, easy solutions to solving hard problems. And I think there's a great way to do it with the BizzyCar platform.
Great. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you for taking the time to join us for this AutoSuccess Executive Spotlight. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, my guest has been Ryan Maher from BizzyCar. We hope to see you again on a future episode. This one's Over the Curb and Burning Gas.